Hey YouTube, coming at you today with API test kit. Now, I've been fighting nitrates in this tank the past little while, and I think it's pretty important that you know just how to read an API test. One of the things that's important is to take the second bottle and shake it really good, maybe 20-30 seconds. And then take your first bottle, which you don't need to shake, but open it up. Make sure that you have the water at the proper line, and with viscosity the edges may be up a little bit beyond the line. So if the water is even at the bottom of the viscosity with the line, then you know that you've got slightly more in there than you really need. In this instance, I've managed to get it really close. And we're going to add 10 drops of our yellow. And a lot of people have trouble reading these. And while I sympathize, and I'm going to shake my number 2 again just to make sure that the active parts of the test get up into the solution. And we're going to add 10 drops of this. And we start out with a bright yellow. And if it continues to stay bright yellow, then we know we've got no nitrates in our tank. But that's pretty rare to have 0 nitrates. You're probably going to get some kind of color out of it. And it's kind of important to me in watching how to do this to recognize that when I first start adding the solution, the second solution in, that oftentimes I'll get a color right at the top. And that color usually gives me an indication of just how much nitrate is in this tank. And if it's bright red, then I know I've got a really high concentration. And if it's a light brown, then I pretty much have an idea of where I'm going to fall in the tank. So let's go ahead and add these. And we got 10 drops of this too. Nice even squeeze. And already I can see that there is a slight reddish coloration, which tells me I've got nitrates. And then what we need to do, and as you can see, without me shaking the bottle, it's already starting to brown and get slightly red, which I don't like very much. But I'm going to put the cap on, and then I'm going to shake the bottle. And then the actual reaction will start occurring. And we can put the color chart behind it so that we begin to see exactly what coloration we're going to get. And this is not looking very good. I don't usually like to see red in my nitrate test this early. Now we have to wait 5 minutes. And what we need to do is to watch how the coloration changes. Usually when it's a low nitrate test, the coloration will stay yellowish and then slightly brown and then slightly darken, and you can kind of tell where along the spectrum this color is going to fall. Right now I am just really unhappy with where this color is falling. This is a bad nitrate test. I thought I had this under control, but obviously I do not. My nitrates are very high. And I'm looking at a solid 40 right now, and I'm nowhere near close to the 5-minute mark on this. In fact, I'm probably at the 2.5 minute mark, and you have to go 5 minutes. But this is not looking good. I would say that I'm easily in the 40 range right now, and it could potentially go to the 80 range, which is very bad for my fish. You kind of have to gauge where the color is going. Is the color slowly going darker? Is the color going from brown to red? Is the color going from red to dark red? Which in this instance, man, that's really a bad test. That's 80 ppm. I don't really even need to see this go much further, because I'm assuredly in the 80 range, between 40 and 80, obviously, but I'm pretty solidly close to 80. And that's a bad test. That's a really bad test. You need to wait the full 5 minutes to actually see this. But this test is telling me I better do a water change real quickly. But I think that over a period of time that you can reach a point where you can be pretty functional with outcomes and final readings on these by watching the gradual color change in the tube. And the gradual color change, when you're at like between 5 and 10, it's a lot less clear unless you watch the color change itself and can tell. If the color stays really yellow until right as the test ends, and then it's slightly brown right at the 5 minute mark, then you know you're between 0 and 5.0. If the color turns brown immediately, as soon as you shake the bottle, and then slowly gets browner, then you probably are in the 10 to 30 range, or 10 to 20 range. If the color is brown rather quickly and then starts turning red slightly, then you have an idea that you're between 20 and 40. And 20 and 40, between 20 and 40 is not really a bad reading. But this is a bad reading. This is very close to 80. Probably in the 60 range, which is really rough on fish because it creates a high nitrogen environment that causes your fish to expire more heavily. Their breathing is more labored. Their ability to release waste into the water is less functional. It's not a critical thing instantly in the sense of your fish are all going to die right now, but it shows that, one, there's probably a lot of dead plant material in this tank that's starting to release, even though I trimmed it not long ago. And two, either I've overfed or my fish have undereaten. And this is the kind of test that tells me I need to do a quick water change. vacuum the bottom of the tank, and retest again. Refill, allow the water to circulate, and then retest again. Because the only way, besides plants, to get rid of this high of a test is to pull the water out of the tank. You literally have to pull the nitrogen out of the tank. Good luck, YouTube.